Great good morning officers. I Sumit Kumar Singh welcome all of you in Magatputri YouTube channel. My dear friends, today in this video we are going to talk about the labor law, labor codes, which is recently passed by the Parliament. So we will discuss or also highlight the important fact and figures related to this labor law. So it's come under the Ministry of Labour and Employment. The Parliament passes 3 labour codes to pave way for enactment of historic game-changer labour laws. Labour codes harmonize needs of workers and industry and will prove an important milestone for welfare of the workers. It's said by Sri Gangwar. Labor codes to give a big boost to Sabka Saath Sabka Vikas with Sabka Vishwas, and new labor codes envisage covering over 50 crores workers. 50 crores workers from organized, unorganized and self-employed for minimum wages and social security. Setting up of a social security fund for 40 crores unorganized workers along with a GIZ and platform workers and will help in widening universal social security coverage. Universal social security coverage. Pay parity to women workers as compared to their male counterparts. Now the working journalist definitions to include digital and electronic media. Helpline to redress grievances of the migrant workers, and the Labour Code will establish transparent, answerable and a simple mechanism to reducing to one registration, one license and one return for all goods. So these were the highlight. Now we will elaborate with the help of the PIB, Delhi Ministry of Labour and Enforcement. We will look the detailed analysis of the labor law or summaries related to this important or game changer bill recently passed by the Parliament. So let us start. The Raj Sabha in its sitting today passed 3 labor codes, namely industrial. The point number 1. It's a point number 1, Industrial Relation Code 2020. Now point number 2, Code on Occupational Safety, Health and Working Condition Code 2020. Point number 3, 3 code recently passed. The third code is Social Security Code 2020. The first one is Industrial Relation Code 2020. The second one is Code on Occupational Safety, Health and Working Condition Code 2020, and the third one is the Social Security Code 2020. With this, the date for enactment of these codes have been cleared as Lok Sabha had passed these bills yesterday. Speaking during the discussion on the bill, Sri Gangwar described the bill as a historic game changer, which will harmonize the needs of workers. Industries and other related parties. He said that these labor codes will prove to be an important milestone for the welfare of the workers in the country. Gangwar informed that from 2014 till now, our government has taken many steps for welfare of the workers, and through these labor codes, the dream of an overall labor reforms is being realized. He emphasized on the OSH code, means OSH code. OSH code envisages safe working environment for workers, especially women. OSH code, here I summarize again. OSH code means Occupational Safety Health. Occupational, O for occupational, S for safety, H for health. OSH code. The minister added that an effective dispute resolution mechanism is being ensured through industrial code providing for time-bound dispute resolution system in every institution. The minister further said that the Social Security Code provides a framework to include organized and unorganized sector workers under the ambit of comprehensive social security. The Social Security Code contains provisions relating to EPFO and ESIC, building constructions worker maternity benefit gratuity. The Social Security Code contains provision relating to EPFO and ESI, building constructions workers, maternity benefits, gratitude, and social security funds for unorganized sector workers. Through this code, we are moving toward fulfilling the Prime Minister's vision of universal social security, Sri Gangwar added. Sri Gangwar further said that under the dynamic leadership of the visionary Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi and the government has taken a number of steps to fulfill the dream of Baba Saheb Ambedkar from 2014 onward to give equal importance to Sarma Me Vijayati and Shatyame Vijayati. Sharma means mehnat, labor. Sharma Me Vijayati, it means the jay of labors. And Shatyame Vijayati, jay of truth, Shatya. My ministry has been working tirelessly to provide social security and other welfare measures to both organized and unorganized workers, including during this COVID-19 pandemic. He added that unprecedented steps were taken by the government and launched many welfare measures such as increasing the maternity leave for our sisters, from 12 weeks to 26 weeks. Women were allowed to work in mines under Pradhan Mantri Rozgar Protshahan Yojana, and formal employment was increased with possibility in EPFO and welfare schemes and expansion of ESIC facilities to our fellow citizens. Dwelling upon the amalgamations of 29 labor laws into 4 labor codes, Sri Gangwar said that extensive consultation was undertaken by the government before finalizing the labor code. These include discussion in the 9 tripartite meeting and 4 subcommittee, 10 interministerial consultations, trade unions, employers associations, state governments, expert and international bodies, and also invited public suggestions and comments from people by placing them in the public domain for 2 and 3 months. The ministers states that the objective of the labor reforms is to have their labor law in line with the changing world of workplace and provide an effective and transparent system balancing the need of the workers and the industries. He further said that in this journey of 73 years of independence, the atmosphere and technological phase, mode of working and nature of the work had changed drastically in new India. With this change, if India does not make the required changes in its labor law, then we will left behind in both the welfare of the workers and the development of industries. He emphasized that the structure of welfare and right of the Atma-Nirbhar Shramik is based on the 4 pillars. The structure and welfare of the right of Atma-Nirbhar Shramik is based on the 4 pillars. Regarding the first pillar, point to be noted here, he is talking about the first pillar, which is salary protection. The minister said that even after 73 years of independence and despite having 34 labor laws, only about 30% of the Indian 50 crore workers had the legal right to minimum wage, and all the workers were not paid on time. For the first time, our government has worked to correct the discrepancy and has given the legal right to all the 50 crores organized and unorganized sectors workers to get minimum wages and timely wages. Minimum wages and timely wages, Sri Gangwar added. Now, the second important pillar. Here we talk about the first pillar. Here it is about the second pillar of labor safety. Sri Gangwar said is to give him a safe working environment to protect his health and lead a happy life. For this, he said, for the first time in ISHCO annual health checkup has been provided for workers above a certain age and additional to keep the standards related to the safety effective and dynamic. They can be replaced with a changing technology by the National Occupational Safety and Health Board. In order to provide a safe environment, worker and employers should decide together. For this, a safety committee has been provided for in all institutions. He also informed that the House that the OSH code reduced the minimum qualification from 240 days to 180 days for leave. The bill also provides for the payment of at least 50% of the penalty imposed on an employers for injury or death at the workplace to the aggrieved worker in addition to other benefits. With all these provisions, an effort has been made to give workers a safe working environment. Starting that woman should have the freedom to do the same work as man. He said that for the first time a provision has been made that women can work in any type of institution at night as per their choice. However, the employer will have to make all necessary security arrangements as determined by the appropriate government, he added. He informed that the third important pillar for the workers is comprehensive social security. In line with this resolution, he said that the scope of ESI and EPFO has been extended in the Social Security Code. To issue the scope of ESI, a provision has been made that now its coverage will be in all 740 districts of the country. In addition to this, the option of ESIC will also be for plantation workers, unorganized sector workers, gigs and platform workers, and institutions with less than 10 workers. If there is a risky work in an institute, that institute will inevitably be brought under the purview of ESI, even if it is the sole laborers. Similarly, to increase the scope of EPFO, and schedule of the institution has been removed in the current law, and now all those institutions which were 20 or more workers have came under the ambit of the EPFO. Apart from these, the option of EPFO for institutions with less than 20 workers and self-employed workers is also being given in the Social Security Code. To provide social security to 40 crores or unorganized sector workers, he informed provision for Social Security Fund has been made. This fund, Social Security scheme, will be made for workers and gigs and the platform workers working in the unorganized sector, and the plans will be formulated to provide all kinds of social security benefits such as death insurance, accident insurance, maternity benefit and pension, etc. to these 40 crore workers. Through these efforts, we have taken an important step toward fulfilling our pledge of universal social security coverage, he said. Now we will look at the fourth pillars. Sri Gangwar said that we have simplified and made effective IR code so that the peace and harmony prevail in the industrial unit on the bringing fixed term employment to the IR code, engaged for a short period of time and do not get service condition, leave, salary, social security, gratuity, etc. like regular employees. He said, we have also ensured that fixed term employees, service conditions, salary, leave and social security will also be the same as the regular employees. In addition, fixed term employees has also been given the right to pro rata gratuity. Sri Gangwar also emphasized that the provision of a strike in IR code do not take back the right of any workers to go on a strike. Prior to going on a strike, a 40 days notice period obligation has to be imposed on every institution to attempt to end the dispute through amicable negotiations. During this period, neither the workers nor the industry have any benefit from the workers going on the strike, he added. as far as the raising the threshold of the retrenchment, closure or layoff in the IR code from 100 workers to 300 workers, he pointed out that labor is the subject of concurrent list. Labor is the subject of concurrent list and the concerned state government had the right to change the law. He informed that as many the 16 states using these rights have already increased this limit. Parliamentary Standing Committee also recommended that this limit to be increased to 300. Moreover, most of the industries do not want to keep more than 100 workers in their institution, which promotes informal employment. Now, the minister also informed that according to the Economic Survey 2019, after increasing the threshold from the 100 to 300 in the state of Rajasthan, along with the number of large factories, there also been increase in employment generation of the workers and unprecedented reduction of layoffs. This makes it clear that changing one provision will motivate investors to set up large factories in the country, and by setting up more factories, more employment opportunities, more workers in the country will generate a force, he opined. Sri Gangwar also said that the trade union play an important role in getting workers their right in the institution, recognizing the contribution for the first time in the law. Trade union are being recognized at the institutional level, state level, and the central level. Trade union are being recognized at the institutional level, state level, as well as the central level for the first time in the IR code. He informed a provision of reskilling fund. Provision of reskilling fund has been made with the objective of increasing the chances of employment again if the workers is missed. This worker will give him a 15 days salary for this. Now, mentioning special provisions made to strengthen the right of migrant workers in the scenario of COVID-19, he said, the definition of migrant worker has been broadened. Now, all the workers who came in one state to the definition of migrant worker have been broadened. Now, all the workers who came from one state to another state and their salary is less than 18,000 rupees, they will come under the definition of migrant labor and will benefit of welfare schemes of the government. Apart from this, there is a provision to create a database for migrant workers, probability of the welfare schemes, a separate helpline arrangement, and travel allowance to be given by the employer once a year for them to go to their place of origin. Sri Gangwar also informed that under the various labor laws, there will be no need to have multiple registrations or multiple licenses to set up industries as far as possible. Now we are going to provide registration license, etc. in a time-bound manner under online process. He added, Sri Gangwar concluded saying that through these 4 labor codes, we are ensuring the welfare of the workers on the one hand, and on the other hand, it is an effort to develop a new industries through simple compliance system, which will create employment for our workforce, and new opportunities should be created with enactment of the new labor codes. The vision of the Prime Minister to have a Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, and Sabka Vishwas will get a big boost, and India will march to the front league of developed nation, Sri Gangwar emphasized. So I summarize in front of you a short and sweet summary which is provided by the PIB and related to the labor law. It's short and sweet summary, you can say that, and long summary, a synthesis, short and sweet distillation, you can say that. Related to the labor, a game changer, which is recently passed by the Parliament, come under the Ministry of Labor and Employment. And if you like the video, then subscribe my channel and like it, share it as well. Thank you. Have a great day.